Everyone's reading the Detroit Native Sun, even our competitors. We've got the best writers, best coverage, and best ad rates to draw new clients to your business. Advertise with us for as little as $35. All ads include a free design and will be featured in both our print version newspaper and online. Call today for a free price quote and take advantage of our specials. When you purchase any full or half page for 2 months, we'll give you the third month free. That's right, you can reach another potential 50,000 to 100,000 clients for free. After all, three's the charm in advertising. Call today at 313-457-5944 or email us at DetroitNativeSunNews@gmail.com or visit our website at www.DetroitNativeSunOnline.com. We're waiting for your call. 313-457-5944.
Good morning and welcome to the show. My name is Alexis Doricio, founder of Motown Women Veterans Association, and we appreciate you taking the time out today to enjoy the show. First of all, I would like to make announcements for Motown Women Veterans. As you know, our organization mainly functions on hosting events for female veterans. And I just want to put a reminder out for those who are not aware or have not seen on our website, MotownWVA.org, that we will be hosting our annual trip to Myrtle Beach, California. And the cutoff date to book your rooms is June the 10th. If you'd like to get more information, you can call 1-843-366-5602 to book your room, and we'll be standing at the Monterey Bay Suites. All of these rooms come equipped with full kitchens. There's grocery stores nearby, and there's a host of activities to do for you and your family. So this is not only open for female veterans, it's open for veterans and all. So again, if you'd like to come and join us for our 4th annual trip to Myrtle Beach, please call 843-386-5602. And you can also get the information on our website. Again, that's MotownWVA.org. So, moving right along with the show, today we have our special guest, Mr. Jim Fishbach. And Jim is a very good friend of mine. Believe it or not, we met through a Zoom meeting through another organization, and we've been able to partner on different events and activities from that point forward. Jim will be here today to talk about the wonderful, wonderful program that's coming out called the LEAP Foundation that will be able to service veterans, children with autism, and just a host of other wonderful things that this program is about to develop for those of you who will be able to utilize the services. So good morning, Jim.
Hi, Alex.
How are you?
Good seeing you.
Nice, thank you. So tell us about the LEAP Foundation, Jim.
Great. Well, the LEAP Foundation is a newly created organization we started a few months ago, and it really became an entity when the Department of Defense gave us some technology, what they call immersive virtual reality technology, that they needed to get rid of, if you will. They needed the space, so we agreed to take the technology and the structure and repurpose it for our severe PTSD veterans and certainly our autistic community. And actually, the studio, the LEAP Foundation, we're featuring what we're calling our Studio of Dreams. And that's the equipment that was given to us by the Department of Defense and one of their partners. And what it is, it's about a 1,200-foot structure that comes into about a 12-foot by 10-foot room where the walls and the floor are totally immersive. If you're familiar with Star Trek, This is like the holodeck on steroids. I mean, it's the most advanced cave of its kind in the country. We call it the cave because it's a computerized, augmented, what they call virtual extended reality environmental studio. So we wanted to make it very comfortable for our autistic community. And what it is, it creates content that is soothing to the individual, whether it is a PTSD individual or an autistic individual. And what the cave or what the studio does is put them in a very enjoyable environment as we then maybe work on their recovery program, or in some cases, we've been asked by the VA to work on what they call a workforce development program, where we work with our veterans to try to give them an idea of a career opportunity that not only gives them self-esteem, but gives them an above-average earnings.
Oh, definitely. So, with the Leap Foundation, you're saying that they're going to have like a virtual room.
Yes.
Where it's almost sound like one of those Atari games or Nintendo games where you go in and the atmosphere is like what you see, but in our reality, it's everything is just virtual. And so, is this what this is going to be leading to?
Exactly. The entire room. The walls, like I say, and the floor are all immersive. So we can put you in an environment at a beach. We can put you into a game room. We could certainly then, if you wanted to go on a tour of a university, the 3D content is so it's all depth perception. So your brain is tricked in believing that you are actually in that room. You're really on the location that you're trying to do. And it's really kind of the most advanced, if you want to call it, virtual reality room that we know of in the nation. We're bringing in artificial intelligence so we can personalize each individual as they come into the Studio of Dreams, that we can really make their content and their environment absolutely tailor made for their own applications.
And so, approximately how many rooms will be built once all the structure and everything is?
Good question. In fact, one of the
Go ahead.
One of the folks that we're talking to had kind of brought up that same thing, saying, "Well, wait a minute. If the word gets out, you're really going to have an onslaught of a lot of people." And so, what one of our investment groups that we're in conversation with wanted us to design a mobile unit. So if the veterans can't come to us, we can go on location and give them at least the opportunity to get a feeling of what that virtual environment would really kind of feel like. And then if they wanted to come back to the main studio, they would already have that level of understanding and acceptance, if you will.
Oh, and so then once everything is said and done, you'll be having therapists on board, and especially to work with the autistic children and what have you before and after their sessions?
Yes. One of the things that, because of the Studio of Dreams is so immersive, and because it's all 3D content, it enables a person to learn 50% faster, and they're able to retain 44% more. And so when they come into that cave and they're comfortable, and we can obviously follow their anxiety or follow their conditions, we can actually give them the opportunity then to learn what they're interested in, whether that's learning how to fly a drone or learning how to repair a drone, or in one of the hottest industries right now is 3D printing. And the FAA is working with us within the Studio of Dreams to help with certification, because there's a 400,000 manpower shortage right now in the FAA.
Wow.
And the problem is that the certification that a person has to take is really like a remote pilot. So you really have to really understand the content. And right now, about 80% of the people that take the test fail it the first time. when the FAA saw what we were doing with the Studio of Dreams and realized that we could take what they're trying to read in a book or in a classroom and we can create it three-dimensionally, it's a much easier way to understand what the regulations and what the certification really represents. So we're real excited about that. And really the cave, if you will, the Studio of Dreams, is really the only environment that can offer that kind of benefit at this point.
Oh, okay. So, just so the audience can get a clear clarification, when you speak of the Studio of Dreams, and then you turn around and you speak of the cave, are these one and the same?
Yes, they are.
Okay, because when you say the cave, me personally, I've been thinking about back in the canyon days where you're literally going into a cave type of environment. So is that just a name that you're giving it, or is it really going to be like the inside is going to be like related to a cave?
Great question. Well, when they first developed the technology, about 25 years ago, it was just limited to one or two universities and certainly the Department of Defense. The cave was the definition of the technology, of the virtual reality technology.
Oh, okay,
it
just
was
the name.
It was
Okay.
like a controlled environment, a virtual environment, and that's why the cave actually was the acronym for that. But we felt, just like you did, that the word cave is so dangerous and it gives you kind of a uncomfortable feeling that we thought we would name ours the Studio of Dreams and make it more welcoming and more appealing, if you will.
Oh, definitely.
Something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that those out there, and even myself, was like, okay, when you say cave and then you say Studio Dreams, okay, which one are we going to?
Yeah.
But I understand now that it was just a name that was given back when it was first invented. So
Yeah, it was invented by the University of Illinois with the Automotive Tank Command here in Detroit. So, again, the Detroit area has been pretty responsible for these advanced technologies to come to life. And what we're adding to it is like the next generation of virtual reality. We're adding what they call extended reality. And what that really means is that when you come into the Studio of Dreams, you can now interact with the content. You're just not viewing something, you're interacting with it. And we felt that was really the way to go. By bringing in the artificial intelligence and getting to understand the autistic individual or the PTSD. We're using it obviously for our veterans, but there's many people that have PTSD that are not veterans. But we're using it for the simple reason that they can really begin to feel comfortable. And as we bring on the different programs within the three-dimensional world, they are, let's say, less resistant to the challenge of what they're going through, whether that's the PTSD or the autism.
Oh, sure. And so once the studio is up and running, and I'm sure that you're reaching out to have plenty donations to be sent to the organization as well. How long would each session take for, say, if I was to come and I wanted to do the virtual 3D for my PTSD? How long would my session last?
Great question. And that's where the artificial intelligence comes in as well, because we'll be able to personalize that session to each individual's acceptance of it or embracing of it. Maybe you are in it for 15 minutes. Maybe we never usually have people in it for more than 40 minutes to 45 minutes per session. Not that it's dangerous, it's just that we want to kind of ease them into this virtual reality environment that they're obviously not used to. And so we kind of want to just take it one step at a time, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, because I can't imagine those who may have to have I don't know, say maybe like a 3D for a military environment, and it's like you put them back in that combat zone type of thing. So that's what I'm saying. After each session, will each individual be able to see a therapist or something to help them to evaluate what they just went through to,
Yeah, great question.
kind of
Absolutely. In other words, what we want to do, or what our plan is to have the therapist with the, let's say, a veteran. So the therapist then can understand exactly what the veteran has gone through. By bringing the therapist into that session, they are now really kind of bonding with that individual, and they have a real understanding now of what the trigger points are that may create a relapse or whatever. Once they leave that session, now the therapist has a pretty good idea of the reality of what the individual is going through, maybe at night or whenever. So now, before they get to the next session, we meet with the therapist again and the veteran to make sure that they're really on the same page. And so once we get to the first 2 or 3 steps, now we take steps 4, 5, and 6, where they're not intimidated by going into the studio of dreams. They're actually embracing it.
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, what type of insurance would come with this? I mean, so is this something that you pay for out of pocket per session, or are you working with the VA to use it as community care for referrals? I mean, what would be the cost to go through this program?
Again, a very good question. Depending on the insurance that the individual has. In our conversations, in our meetings with the VA personnel, they actually want to see objective results, not subjective. In other words, you can tell me that your PTSD has gone away or not. That is your opinion. Mm-hmm. What the VA wants is from us, would be like 3 to 4 case studies where they can actually see the objective results and the benefit of the virtual environment. Then once they have that, then it's covered, because then they realize that the veteran or the procedure, if you will, is actually benefiting the individual.
Okay. And so now, will you be able to use the studio, say, if you just want to do it for pleasure, entertainment?
Oh, for sure.
Because you mentioned that, you can have like the beach environment and things of this nature. Well, me personally, I don't know about you guys out there, but I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but I understand it's quite expensive. So I just wonder, if I came to the Studio of Dreams, will I be able to have that type of environment of Hawaii?
Absolutely. And there's different kind of contents. For example, let's say you are a high school student, and you had dreams of going to Yale or Harvard or MIT. You could come into the cave and take a tour of their campus where you feel like you're absolutely there, because when you're providing 3D information to your brain's a 3D muscle, so it readily accepts that data as reality. And so whether you wanted to take a trip to Maui, or whether you wanted to go through a Harvard campus or Michigan State campus or UM campus, that content's already available. Certainly, in different types of virtual reality environments, but in the cave, it comes to life because you're in a room that, with the walls and the floor being immersive in full 3D, that room could be Hawaii. That room has no boundaries now from the dimensional side of things.
Oh, well, you know what? I am looking forward to it, so sign me up. I want to be the first one.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's really quite an experience. We have brought quite a few people in. For example, they come into the Studio of Dreams, and they can fly a drone. And they can fly it through a building. They can fly to like a warehouse if they're checking their equipment or their supply or their inventory, or they want to take it on a beyond line of sight. The content already exists that they could be very comfortable with that, and we believe that kind of content will help them really grasp the opportunity that the FAA is offering. And when you have data that's all 3D, your brain automatically accepts it much faster because you're talking its language, right? And so that's where the 50% faster comes in to learning something. And a 44% retention is really a fabulous thing because as you take tests, whether you're in high school or whether you're doing it for the drones or whatever, or a 3D printing test, the retention really is the key to really getting through it in a high score.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And so you speak of the drone. Are you also working on a program to where if someone wanted to learn how to drive the drone, because I understand that's the new trend that's going to be coming out within the next couple of years. I understand you can start getting your packages delivered through drone. You can get your pizzas delivered, all this kind of good stuff. So are you working on a program as well to help with the training for that?
Right. In fact, we've been coordinating our program with the FAA, and they seem to be quite pleased with our progress and our development. And absolutely, you can come into the Studio of Dreams and not only learn how to fly it, but because the content is like three-dimensional, you can see how a drone how it's created. So, for example, the FAA is saying that they're predicting a 400,000 manpower shortage. Ooh. Well, that's in drone operations and that's in drone repair. Mm-hmm. When you can learn how to repair components coming together in a three-dimensional world, you're just going to understand it and grasp it faster. So from a standpoint of the drone operations, the explosion that we're seeing now in drones, and literally this kind of started, believe it or not, the drone explosion started with Africa. Because during the not 9/11, excuse me, but during the pandemic, folks in Russia or folks in Africa needed to get medicine and needed to get their food delivered. So the African communities really are the ones that advanced the drone technology so it could deliver medicine and land the drone and then return the drone to its home base. So we know that if they're probably maybe 2 years ahead of us in their operations of drone. I see it here coming. Number one, I think the first application is we have a lot of farmers. We have a lot of agricultural things where these farmers use the drones to check their crops, to check the growth of it or the watering of it and so on. And fortunately, the FAA is now relaxed a lot of their regulations to let these farmers operate the drones, and also they're allowing them to 3D print their components. Like if a drone lands hard, it might bend its landing gear, or a couple of propellers might come off of it. Well, you can still operate it, but before it goes back out, it's got to be fully functional. So the FAA is really excited about the fact that we can bring the folks into the studio to not only operate the drone and see the components, but how they can actually 3D print their part without waiting 6 weeks from China or paying 5 times as much as they would if they could save if they did it themselves. So the future of the drones is nothing but straight up, and that's where I think the Studio of Dreams can really benefit autistic folks and also the PTSD folks for a career opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so, what is the expected date for the studio to open? Studio Dreams. What do you
well, we've worked out a partnership with the Detroit Public Schools, with the superintendent of schools, and we are now. They have invited us to put the Studio of Dreams into the Detroit School of Arts, and according to the folks that reassemble these, the company that makes them, they also are the ones that calibrate the reassembly. They need about 3 weeks. So our target date right now is about the first week in June to the middle of June to have it fully operational.
Oh, good. Well,
we've got 3 veterans already lined up, ready to go. So
well, no, make that number 4.
No,
you know
okay.
What I'm saying?
Right.
Look, I'm looking for that trip to Hawaii, so that way I can experience. But I mean, it's just a good thing that it's going to be not only utilized for medical purposes, but it will also be utilized as far as entertainment. For those who, had a stressful week or what have you,
Yeah.
and they'll be able to come and relax towards the end of the week, and go on the dream of their dreams. I mean, whatever it is. Now, are you seeking donations or any type of funding so that we can get this up and running
We
a little
are.
bit faster?
We're looking for sponsors to sustain what we want. Once we get it assembled and it's in motion, we want to be able to sustain it, and that's where donations or sponsorships would really be certainly greatly appreciated at this point. One of the things you mentioned is from the entertainment side. One of the demonstrations we give when they come into the cave or come into the Studio Dreams is that we can take them on a trip to the International Space Station. So they actually are in the module that then connects to the space station, and as they walk through it, it's actually the exact everything that's in the space station. You can actually walk through it room by room, and really, it's really an awesome experience. It's fun, but it's also really, really cool.
Aw, so we're truly looking forward to it. And so, if you need any more information about the journey coming true, please reach out to Motown Women Veterans Association. We will also have information on our website. Again, is motownwva.org, so that you can set up your appointment once the Studio Dreams is live and going. And I'm sure it's going to be an explosive new adventure that's coming to Detroit. We're all looking forward to it. And also, I would like to thank again Valerie Lockhart for the Detroit Native Sun newspaper for allowing Motown Women Veterans to have this platform. And as usual, if you'd like to do any type of advertisement, please get in contact with the Detroit Native Sun. They have all type of advertisement sizes for you if you're starting your business or you're just seeking to regain new customers. And again, with the Motown Women Veterans, we want to thank everybody for tuning in today. And again, if you're still interested in going to Myrtle Beach, again, the dates will be August 14th through the 18th. And this is our 4th annual trip. And it's advertised nationwide. And the goal is to have Myrtle Beach known the second week in August like spring break, so that female veterans from all over, and veteran families will be able to come out and enjoy 4 days in the sun, playing on the beach and gathering seashells. I always take my granddaughters, and oh my God, they really, really enjoy that. So again, you can find that information on motownwva.org. And we have a list of all other events that we do. And also there's a donation click on there that if you would like to support us in the things that we're doing for our women veterans, your donation is greatly, greatly appreciated. So I want to thank Jim for taking the time out today to come and speak with us. And again, we're looking forward to the Studio Dreams. And again, so you have truly, truly been a blessing in my life.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I got an opportunity to meet you. And we will be looking forward to next week when we have Miss Laverne Santiago. Excuse me for pronouncing your name wrong, but we've been through this before. You know I love you. As she will be coming in to speak with us about different activities that can go on with yoga, especially grief yoga, and the books that she's written. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Seeking out my sisters, one after one, finding my footing after I laid down my gun. Just wanna be valued for all that I've done. Millions of women have served their country, and I am one.
Women military veterans often find themselves undervalued compared to their male counterparts, both during their service and after their departure from the military. Support systems and services tend to prioritize the needs of male veterans over that of female veterans who look to find their footing after their military service. Resources tailored to the unique challenges faced by women veterans are scarce, leaving many without the necessary support. This lack of recognition and accommodation for female veterans not only undermines their service, but also intensifies the difficulties they face in reintegrating into society and accessing essential resources. Motown Women Veterans have made it our mission to support and uplift female veterans, whether they are transitioning from active duty or have served their nation long ago. Together, we honor their legacy and ensure they receive the care and opportunities they so richly deserve. We salute our women veterans who have fallen before they got a chance to rise with honor.